Have you ever seen those online stores that seem to just pop up out of nowhere and wondered how they do it? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on dropshipping, specifically for 2026. This is going to be your no-fluff, straight-to-the-point guide for building a real profitable business from the ground up. So let's dive right in.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever had that dream of launching your own online store, but then you start thinking about sinking thousands of dollars into products, finding a warehouse, dealing with shipping, and the whole thing just sounds like a total nightmare? What if you could just skip all of that and jump straight to the fun part, the selling?
Well, that in a nutshell is dropshipping. You're the storefront, you're the brand, you're the marketing genius. A customer finds your awesome store and buys a product. Then your supplier, this third party, handles everything else. They ship the product directly to your customer's door. You never ever have to see or touch the inventory. You just get to be the expert curator.
Okay, so here's the game plan for today. First, we'll look at the opportunity itself. Then we'll get into your actual launch blueprint. After that, we'll talk about getting that competitive edge in 2026, we'll get real about profit, and finally, we'll cover the very first step you can take today.
All right, first up, the dropshipping opportunity. Let's talk about the big picture here. Why is this model still such a massive game changer for anyone who wants to get into e-commerce, especially right now?
Let's just break it down. With old school retail, you're looking at a huge, and I mean huge, upfront investment in inventory, thousands of dollars. But with dropshipping, you only pay for a product after a customer's already paid you for it. That means there is literally zero risk of ending up with a garage packed with stuff you can't sell. Plus, you can run the whole show from your laptop anywhere in the world.
And get this, you can get started for less than $300. No, that's not some pie-in-the-sky number. That's a totally realistic budget that covers your Shopify plan, a domain name, and even a small ad budget to start testing products on places like TikTok or Meta.
I know exactly what you're thinking. But wait, doesn't dropshipping mean my customers have to wait a month for their stuff to arrive from overseas? Not anymore. See, in 2026, the game has changed. The best suppliers have warehouses right here in the US and in Europe, which means you can get products to your customers in just 7 to 12 days. That right there is how you keep your customers happy and coming back for more.
Okay, now for the fun part. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, your launch blueprint. This is your step-by-step guide to actually getting your store up and running and making those first incredible sales. We've boiled it all down into 4 simple steps. First, you find your niche. Then, you build your store. Step 3, you market and sell. And finally, step 4 is all about operating and scaling up. It's a really clear path from just an idea to actual income.
Step 1, finding your niche. This is crucial. Don't try to be a giant marketplace selling everything to everyone. You gotta focus. Brainstorm some ideas based on your own hobbies or problems you want to solve. Then, and this is important, validate those ideas with tools like Google Trends and by searching on TikTok. And get super specific. Don't just sell pet gear, sell premium pet tech. That's how you stand out.
All right, next up, building your store. Honestly, Shopify is the way to go here. It's so user-friendly. Just grab a memorable domain name, install an app like Zendrop or CJ Dropshipping to connect with suppliers, and please, make sure you have those essential pages like an About Us and a clear shipping policy. It builds trust. Remember, your website is your digital storefront. Make it look professional.
Okay, now let's talk about what is easily the most important part, marketing. This is where you are going to spend about 70% of your time and effort. You don't need a massive budget. Seriously. Just start with maybe $5 or $15 a day on TikTok, creating short, snappy videos that stop the scroll. Think authentic, user-generated style content, not some slick corporate ad. And from day one, from your very first visitor, start building an email and SMS list. That list is your golden ticket to repeat customers down the line.
So you've got the basics down, but in a competitive world, how do you really stand out from the crowd? In this next part, we're going to talk about using today's tech to give you a serious competitive edge. Technology is your secret weapon. For real, don't settle for the same boring product photos every other store is using. Use AI image generators to create incredible, unique lifestyle shots of your product in any setting you can imagine, all without an expensive photo shoot. Use apps to personalize the shopping experience for every single visitor. And, get ahead of the curve. Start optimizing your product titles for voice search. That way, when someone asks their smart speaker for a solution to their problem, your product is the one that pops up.
Okay, let's have a real talk about the money. Because, let's be honest, that's a big part of why we're here, right? But it is so important to have realistic expectations. This is not, I repeat, not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a real business.
Success in dropshipping takes work. It just does. You have to be relentlessly marketing, providing amazing customer service, and you have to be ready to adapt to what the market is telling you. So if you're looking for some kind of passive income button you can just push, this really isn't it. But if you're willing to put in the work, believe me, the rewards are absolutely there. So where does the money actually go? Well, for every sale, a chunk of that goes to your supplier for the product, and another chunk goes to advertising. What's left over? That's your profit. Typically, you're looking at a margin between 20 and 40%. Just knowing this from the get-go is going to help you price your products correctly and manage your finances like a pro.
Okay, we've covered the why, we've covered the how. Now, let's talk about the single most important part of this whole thing, turning all this knowledge into action. Listen, your first store, your first product choice, your first ad, they're probably not going to be perfect. And you know what? That is completely okay. The first 2 to 3 months are all about learning. It's about testing ideas, seeing what resonates, and making little adjustments along the way. The key, really, is just to be persistent and not give up.
And I'm just going to leave you with this one thought. That first sale, it isn't some distant, far-off dream. With the right product and a little bit of marketing, it could literally happen just a few days after you launch. The opportunity is real, and it is right there, waiting for you to grab it.
We've covered so much today, but really, this is just scratching the surface. For the full, detailed 10-step guide and a ton more resources to help you actually execute on everything we talked about, head on over to our website, Fair's Solution.